Boom, got him up. Hello everyone, my name is SwingPoynt and welcome to Resident Evil Resistance. This is the multiplayer game bundled with Resident Evil 3. And today we're finally going to talk about Dr. Tyrone. Now there's a bunch of stuff going on with Tyrone that I think people aren't necessarily considering. So we're going to go over a lot of different numbers today, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you what he looks like in a match, because it's hard to show you how he looks in the lab because I'm only in there by myself. You need people to go ahead and test Dr. Tyrone on. The point of Dr. Tyrone is to go ahead and let you revive people literally in an instant. Usually it takes about 7 seconds to revive someone. But if you have the proper kitting here on Tyrone, you can pick them up instantly. So I'm going to show you what goes into that, and then we are going to talk a little bit more about what Tyrone is capable of, because he can do a lot. And then, like I said, we're going to show you an actual match so you can see how powerful this build can be. So let's talk about Tyrone's passives first. For his determination passive, you have either resilience, which restores your HP when it's low, or you can have second wind. What second wind allows you to do is if you are downed, you can instantly pick yourself up once per match. So in my opinion, you would much rather want to have that ability to take something that went really terrible and completely turn it around. Imagine the situation where Mr. X comes in, he corners everyone and your whole team is down, or G. Birkin goes ahead and downs your whole team. And then the mastermind gets a little sloppy and gets rid of their ult right away, tries to set up for the next area. Well, Tyrone can pick himself up and then pick up the whole team. So you definitely want to go ahead and run second wind because it gives you that chance to prevent something terrible from happening to your match. Also, when you run second wind, you get yellow herb effects. And a lot of people think that yellow herbs only boost your damage, but no, they also make it so that you boost your defense. So if you take a damage number, take that number and multiply it by 0.7, and that's how much the yellow herb is helping you. So a typical zombie swipe is 120 damage, assuming it's not boosted by attack power or anything. Just like base damage attack is 120 from a zombie swipe. So if you have a yellow herb on, it's going to reduce it by 30%, which will bring it down to 84. This works on guns, it works on bioweapon attacks. Take whatever number that is and multiply it by 0.7 to get you that 30% reduction. Also, second wind allows you to go ahead and basically fully recharge your ultimate skill. And we're going to talk a little bit about Tyrone's ult here, which is really powerful. But before we do that, let's go through his other skills. For his second passive, Firefighter, you have two options here. You can either decrease damage dealt by traps, or you can make it easier to help teammates when they are trapped or defeated. You need to run first responder if you're going to run Dr. Tyrone. This is how you're able to instantly pick people up. It's going to synergize well with the equipment that we're going to put on him, and then you just walk up to somebody and tap them and they're up, which is really funny. For his power kick, which is his personal skill, you have options. You can either do pumped up or you can do barge. Pumped up allows you to go ahead and kick every 9 seconds. Barge is every 15 seconds, but barge also comes with the benefit of your kick doing more damage, which is cool, I guess. But the cooler part is that any door will be a one-hit down by Tyrone. It could be a level 3 door, level 2 door, level 1 door. He will kick it in one kick. The only time it'll be more than that is if the mastermind is running equipment that makes their doors have greater durability. The amount of times I have run into a mastermind running greater durability doors is literally once. So I would say having the ability, especially against a Spencer, to kick any level 3 door down in one kick, I think that's a really good benefit to your team and saves you a ton of time. And now into Tyrone's fever skill. There's some really interesting things going on here. There's two variations. There's Safeguard, which you have at level 1, and there's Lifeline, which you have at level 23, both of which are 120-second cooldown. So for Safeguard, all the damage you take is reduced by 80%. So you take whatever number is getting tossed at you, multiply it by 0.2, and that's the new number that's going to be inflicted upon you. So in terms of a regular zombie swipe, 120 damage suddenly turns into 24, which is huge. And then with Lifeline, it's a 50% damage decrease, so 120 is going to turn into 60, but you also get 25% of your health healed. So Tyrone has the most health, Martin has the least amount of health. Tyrone has 1,400 health, Martin has 1,000 health, and everybody else is in between there. I mean, if we really want to roll through it, Tyrone has 1,400, Sam has 1,300, Jill, Jan, and Valerie have 1,200, Becca has 1,100, and Martin has 1,000. So take 25% of whatever that is, and that's how much you're going to get healed. If you have any equipment that increases your total health, it's going to keep that in mind too. So So you're going to take 25% of whatever that newly boosted number is going to be. So which one would I say is more worth it? I would go Safeguard. Reason being is that even though Lifeline will heal people, it does not pick up people that are downed. I was hoping it was going to kind of function like Valerie's ult, where people that are downed can get picked up. Nope, doesn't do that. Only works on living teammates or teammates that aren't downed. So you're sacrificing an extra 30% damage reduction, and let me tell you, that matters when you're getting smashed on by Mr. X or by Gherkin. Now, we talked about the fever scale, and I told you it was going to get really interesting because of Second Wind. So Second Wind is a really good time to really notice this, but you can do this anytime just by using a Yellow Herb. So let's talk about the numbers once Yellow Herb is active. So Yellow Herb takes whatever number is being inflicted upon you and reduces that damage by 30%. So in the case of his ult, seeing as how Second Wind recharges your ult, let's say you're getting hit by a G Birkin. There's a couple of different ways that Birkin works, but if he's enraged, that doubles his wild swing damage. So if he does a wild swing, that's going to be 600 damage that is inflicted upon you. If you're going ahead and you have Rally going with Safeguard and you have a Yellow Herb, you're suddenly only getting hit for 84 damage instead of 600, which is crazy. And then for Mr. X's hook punches, those usually do 300 damage per attack if Daniel has the default bioweapon variation on. So 300 damage, 300 damage, 300 damage, 300 damage. If you have Rally on and then also a Yellow Herb, you're only taking 42 damage per hit as opposed to 300. So it makes you much more resilient. So usually how you would use Second Wind is you pick yourself up, you have the Yellow Herb automatically activated, and then you use your fever skill, and then you're going to take such a reduced amount of damage that with Dr. Tyrone, you can pick people up and not worry about getting downed again. And now usually what you would do also once you pick yourself up a Second Wind is you would make sure you use a Green Herb. Green Herb heals you for 50% of your health, your total max health. So in Tyrone's case, he has 1400 health, so it's going to heal him for 700. Now, once we get to the equipment, there's going to be a little bit in there that makes that a little bit more complicated, but Green Herb heals you for 50% of your health. So that means that Mr. X is going to have to swing through you an extra 16 times or 17 times just to get through your Green Herb health. Not to mention that you're also going to have a little bit of health just from picking yourself up. So either way, Mr. X is going to have to hit you like at least 20 times again just to down you again. So you're going to be fine on Second Wind. And something I'm sure you're curious about is, well, what about when he uses his fever scale and we don't have Yellow Herbs on? Okay, well, in that case, that 600 damage that you would take from G Birkin goes down to 120. And he can't swing that often. There's a big cooldown, so that's huge. And then also that 300 per punch from Mr. X goes down to 60. So either way, you're going to be able to take a lot of hits. It's really, really nice for your team. That fever skill is incredible. And also, I hate to say it, but if you're running mixtapes on Tyrone, you can make it so every 69 seconds you use that ult and then it lasts for 15 seconds. So that's like over 20% of your time that you could be invulnerable, theoretically, which is nuts. Okay, so I gave you a ton of numbers, lots of stuff to crunch, but it was all really interesting. We learned a lot about Yellow Herbs and we learned a lot about his skill when we were testing stuff, and I wanted to share it with you. Now onto the equipment. It's pretty basic. We're just running EMT, 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 AED. All of these allow you to go ahead and pick people up faster. This is how you reach the point where you just walk up to them and pep, and you pick them up. The one thing to know about the equipment is that with AED device, your items that heal you are a little bit more effective. Like I said, Green Herbs heal you for 50%. This adds another 10%. So Tyrone typically heals himself with an herb for 700 health. This will make it so it's 770 health. And one other bit of trivia about Tyrone is since he has the most HP in the game, if you were to run full health on him, so vest, that means that his health can go over 2,000. He's the only character that you can do that with. His max health, theoretically, could be 2,030 if you ran a full HP vest build on Tyrone. So now let's go over to a real match so you can see how this works in person. Don't know what kind of match we're going to get into, but I'm going to try to show you as much as I can people getting downed and us just picking them up right away. All right, so we're in a match here and we have a Jill, a Valerie, and a Martin. We're going to be running Safeguard, Barge, First Responder, and Second Wind, and then pretty much just full heals right here. Where this does become really helpful is in the situation where Valerie goes down, because usually Valerie's the healer. If you go ahead and run these skills here, you can instantly pick up Valerie, and then she can go back to helping the whole team. So if everyone's downed and you got to pick one, pick Valerie, right? But usually you can just buzz by and get everyone, which is a lot of fun. And we'll talk a little bit more about Tyrone and things we know about Tyrone. A little bit of trivia here and there. But I hope I taught you a bunch already. And again, who knows what type of match we're going to get into. We could get stomped. That's always possible. I kind of hope it does. Usually I run into a baby in net whenever I try to record here. But if that happens, I'm going to try to have people get down so I can show you how fast he can ult. And I might try to get myself down just so you can see second wind. You instantly get picked up by second wind. So, ooh, like 17 Spencer. So this could be like a baby Supercore, or it could be Gun Spencer. Either way, Tyrone's great against Spencer. If it's Gun Spencer, usually where Gun Spencer benefits is that if somebody gets down, he can secure it. Well, Dr. Tyrone completely messes that up for him. And let's say he locks doors. Well, Tyrone can mess that up for him too. I'm gonna run Gun early.
We can do this.
Steel Bat is the preferred melee weapon on Tyrone in terms of durability and damage over time. But I'm gonna run Gun because it's a Spencer and I don't want to be not able to help my team. Too often I run into these situations. That's all you, Martin.
Locked.
Martin? Okay, what's he doing? Just like aiming at that?
Stop this camera for a while.
Too often I go against Spencer and I don't try to pick up a gun as one of the melee guys. But I definitely think you should. Because that allows you to... Uh-oh. Is this trap Spencer? Like, what's going on here? Interesting. It allows you to keep up with his cameras. One of the best ways to counter Spencer is everybody's on a camera. And you do that, and then what's he gonna do? Now, this definitely seems like door Spencer. Maybe? Because I'm not seeing a bunch of fake oh, maybe we are. I say, I don't feel like I'm seeing a bunch of fake things. Interesting.
Go ahead, take it.
Maybe they are. Yeah, I got one here. Oh, he's gunning for me. Literally. Now. Okay, I'm just gonna try to get out of here. I know there's ammo in there and all the stuff that I wanted, but I didn't buy another green herb. So I'm pretty vulnerable and I don't want my team to suffer because of me going off on my own. Don't recommend going off on your own. But that's the situation we're in. Now he can any door. Ooh, a little nervous about that. What I'm gonna try to do here is make sure this is open. That's my top priority. People are getting downed over there. I'm hoping that the last objective is over by them and that I'm not just sitting here wasting time. I think Valerie's picking people up. I'm assuming the last one is in that bedroom over there.
Got that powered up feel.
I'm gonna go check. I'm pretty sure Tyrone's ult is... Oh, God. I don't see anything over here. Yeah, I gotta go help team. Okay, cool. Well, this gives me an opportunity to run in there and start saving the day, right? So I'm gonna go make sure I pick up all this stuff in here. I'm gonna use that green herb so I'm more healed up. Make sure all these doors are kicked open, ready to go. But yeah, he's definitely using the power of Gun Spencer here. Which, again, Gun Spencer's kind of a joke. But I'm gonna ult here. And now this is where Dr. Tyrone's great. Oh my God, he's like all over me. Boom, got him up.
I need to fight another day.
See what I mean? This is usually where he holds you down, but then you can just go pick people up right away.
Thanks a lot for that.
That is where Dr. Tyrone is such a menace to Spencer's. He's a great Spencer counter. Okay, we got everything. Usually that'd be game over. But I could just walk up and heal people. Now he's still on me. Team has to go ahead and be helping me shoot these. I can't be the only guy shooting cameras against Spencer. To be honest here, I can't be the only one doing that. First aid spray's pretty nice. I don't know if I'm the one that wants to run it. I'm not sure this team's really up on it. We'll see. I didn't really take a look at the levels of who's all in here, so yeah, I'm gonna get down here. Crap.
Go faster, or this test will end before it has barely begun.
So we need an ult here or something. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick myself up because he's trying to pick me up. I have to use it early.
Bring it on.
Pick her up right away. I tried to pick her up. I could have sworn I picked her up. Okay, well, team doesn't know what they're doing, but I think you got to see a really good example of how helpful Dr. Tyrone was there. I feel like I was the only one doing anything. I'm okay with this match though, because even though we just got destroyed, this is what I wanted to show you with Tyrone. See, like, again, I don't know what these guys were doing, honestly. Maybe it's because I didn't go with them and I wasn't there picking them up right away, but like they just didn't seem to shoot back or know what to do about his guns. But You got to see how good, like that was everything that you need to see with Tyrone right there. You got to see him instantly pick people up. You got to see him second wind, and you got to see him kick through doors really easy. If Dr. Tyrone wasn't there, this would have ended even sooner. It went by really quickly, don't get me wrong. But there was about 2 or 3 times already in that early area where people they were downed and he was securing it down with Gun Spencer. If team was a little more, let's actually fight back against the cameras, then we would have been fine. Because I was Tyrone and I was shooting the cameras more than anyone, which is a big problem. If you run up against Gun Spencer, you just gotta shoot back. So I think I might be okay with where this is. You know what? I think that's exactly what we gotta see sometimes. I showed you exactly what I wanted you to see. You guys know that if we would have had a team that was shooting back, we could have advanced. So I think this is good. You got to see Dr. Tyrone. To keep the video short. If you guys have any questions about Dr. Tyrone, let me know. It can be really effective and it can definitely save your whole team often. And you got to see it about 2 or 3 times, us saving the whole team. So imagine that with a team that is a little more on top of their game, and it becomes really hard to deal with. The next video I want to get out is going to be Immortal Sam, so you can see just how ridiculous Sam is. And then I think after that, there's a couple of different ideas I have. I want to do a mixtape video, and then I also want to do a video where it's like a bunch of different things that might be helpful to you as you play your game. So thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Twitch.tv, we stream every single night if you want to see us do some of these builds. I'd love to see you guys on over there. Thank you so much for being a part of these videos. The reception has been awesome. And then I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video that we do around here.